Would we be able to do like a sub roll intense for his? We'll just take a extra negative on it. Would that be any plausible then? Since it is technically Pawn as a character.
Whatever you are happy with, I'm not too bothered, honestly. Although I think Draken likes rolling and getting lost, so there is that.
Yes, I do.
But last time they went through the gateway, you went across the valley tundra, or the Ice Valley. You came to the ruins of a castle. Excuse me. And there was like a wall of fog that seemed magical in nature. You just found a pit in the ground of the ruins. You went down there, you followed through like an ice tunnel. There was a big ice worm creature that you defeated. And then I think that's where we stopped it, wasn't it? I'm just gonna bring up the rule set a sec.
And just look how many successful rolls there were from last week.
You did pretty well. Use the older rolls for this one. I think they would have got to say last night, but didn't quite. Yes, and when they come up the other side out of the tunnels and defeated the ice worm, you can see you're on like the opposite side of the fog wall. I think Eric, which was Tarlet's character, has probably decided at this point, hey, we're all going to die, so I'm going home. And since he's a Pathfinder, he just kind of like pathfinds his way back on his own. But for you guys, you can see just once again on the horizon, there's a structure of some sort. Everything else is just snow and ice and flat out, featureless, barren. But there is another structure to the sort of northwest a little bit, northwest. And it gives you something to aim for. So how are we looking for supplies at the moment?
We don't have any. We had one from the giant worm thing that we killed, so we go for it and we literally got one supplies off of it.
Yeah, I don't have any either.
That's all I had was the one. I'm thinking I'm gonna have to make camp for a day or two and try to get some supplies ready to travel to this structure.
Yeah, maybe say my computer's acting a wee bit funny, so let's slow.
Sure. Do you have any supplies, think?
I've got 2.
Okay.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. So you have 3 supplies altogether then?
Okay, we might be able to make it.
I think I've got in my notes here that you were going to spend a supply to heal.
Right, so I can try to heal our injuries.
Yeah, so do you want to make a healing roll and we'll use up one of those supplies? And the one roll applies for the group as a whole. Oh, that's excellent. Okay, so anyone who has who incurred an injury last time from like the worm, that injury is untreated.
So it gets worse?
Yes, imagine as the day goes on, you can see it like swelling up and going red for now. Clearly the injuries from the worm have some sort of like venom to them. And it's definitely like a slow acting and it's affecting the area that's been bitten or scratched.
Oh, that's
What
another one.
happened?
That's another one of my health ticks gone.
So what if the injury we got from that fight is what gave us the 1 mark of health, so it reset the pool?
Oh, well, if it becomes a health tick, you mean?
Yeah, it became a health tick because it put me over.
Well, I mean, it won't get worse yet. But when you use, like, if you travel, it'll get worse. Because it's over, like, the course of the day.
Alright, so I still start off with 0, but I'm probably going to end up with 1 by the time we get there.
I mean, you can
Well, no, I
spend you can spend on other supplies and try the roll again, but that does mean you're eating into what you've got for the journey.
We've only got 2 supplies. How much is it going to take?
I think what he means is when the injury thing fills up,
Yes.
is the injury gone?
Oh wait, so when the injury fills up, you clear the clock and it becomes a health tick. So I mean, you're still like in character, you're still injured because it's now so bad that it's a health tick, but it's no longer contributing to the clock.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, in character, it just transfers from being on the injury chart to being on the health chart because it's much worse than just the smaller injuries. Because I mean, you can imagine each tick on the health one as like a 4-segment itself, because that's what it's made up of.
That's what I figured. I just wanted to know how.
Yeah. But yeah, so in character, I mean, if it'd been the snake bite that fills it and becomes the health tick, well, you just imagine that health tick represents the snake wound, the venom coursing through your veins or whatever. Which could be like, necrosis in a limb or something like that. When I get this redone, I'm probably going to have space in the character sheet so you can like write in what each of the health ticks are. So that narratively you've got more stuff to play off of. But yeah, I mean, do you want to go ahead and use a second supplies for another roll?
No, not unless we're going to spend trying to forge supplies, which I don't see that being very likely in a
you can forage here, but you're going to take a cold when you do so. If you wanted to do that.
I'll leave it up to them. I'm okay with not healing, but if someone else needs to heal.
I'm okay just now, obviously, because I'm just back in.
Yeah, I think we should try to get there as fast as we can.
Okay, so who wants to be Pathfinder?
Oh boy. I mean, I'll roll. I don't mind taking another, I've already got 1 minus dice, so I'll take 2 minus dice. Don't matter to me.
Yeah, sure.
I have no choice, let's go.
Right, let me see.
Oh, you have a choice. Everyone has a choice. I don't have any related skills to this.
Right, so 1 skill by default. You are prepared because you've got enough supplies. You can push it to take an extra fatigue, but remember everybody takes that. It's not unknown, it's not particularly treacherous, it's not going to be more than a day. So yeah, it's just 2 dice. -1 because you're lost.
So 1 dice.
1 giant.
So you guys want me to roll this 1 dice? I don't mind.
I can take a fatigue, but it depends what your levels are at.
If I take extra fatigue, I'll have another health tick.
Oh, you really better going to die.
Yeah, my cold was at 3 too, so I would have had 5 if we didn't do anything.
I know it was bad last time, it was only 3 of us, and then I realised.
At least the lethality, man, is like up there.
You hear me, Dark?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I voted 5.
5? Okay.
Partial success.
Okay, so everyone takes a fatigue for the journey. But this journey is tough going. You're really feeling the cold and the exhaustion now, and you're all going to take an extra fatigue on top of that fatigue.
Do we take a cold?
No, you won't take a cold because you will spend 2 supplies.
Alright, I'm back at 3 health ticks.
That would have been you. You would have just like collapsed at that point,
Better share of gold for treasure of us.
Hey, I offered anyone else to roll, so that
Hey, you succeeded.
I did succeed, but only by one. So
I don't know, like, I wish it would auto zoom because you have to zoom right into the map and then zoom right out again and see an image. Yes, as you near the structure, you see that it is this, or at least it used to be, an enormous bridge leaning across this steep ravine from one plateau to another. Beyond this, it looks as if just more snow, more ice, more barren features. But at least here, there might be respite in the leftover ruins of this once mighty bridgeway. You can see it's the same kind of immaculate, sleek looking architecture that you saw at the fortress gateway before, suggesting it's the same culture and probably the same sort of time period. Although who would have built this out here, you cannot imagine when. So the wind is fierce. It might be a little treacherous going across this icy bridgeway the way it's been left now. But the buildings beyond could provide shelter for the evening.
who wants to cross the rickety bridge first?
Let the adventurous, that small man, go across easily. No fear.
Should I?
Exactly. Plus I'm bold anyway and a bit reckless, so I won't care.
I'll Joel beat his chest, let out a cough full of blood, and say, "No, I'll go first."
I like the idea you're saying that, but like you're so weak in the wind and everything is so harsh that nobody hears you, and he just walks past you.
Sorry, were you saying something up there?
Okay, Grunt, so what skill would you like to roll for this?
Well, I've got the bold trait.
You are bold, yes.
Don't think Dungeoneer would count towards it. It's not really a dungeon thing itself, it's just the bridge, really.
Yeah, it's not really going into the depths and stuff. Oh, remember, Drac, you got 2 XP for that last roll as well.
What about fighter? Since you're going to be fighting against gravity.
Oh, that'd be a stretch.
Labourer though, maybe more, because also I'm hot going to use
I will let you do Labourer because it's like strength and agility and physical fitness. So that's 3 dice.
Yeah, I'm level 3 Labourer.
Oh, okay. So 3, 4, 5 dice.
One time,
On health, so it'll be 4 then, wouldn't it?
Sorry, Drac, what'd you say?
before he rolls, can we tie a rope to him?
If he's have one, yeah.
I know we had one before, but then like guys left the sled behind, so I don't know if we still have it or not.
I think the rope was part of our supplies.
I've got a rope.
Yeah, the rope's separate from supplies. Sure.
Yeah,
So you might tie it around his waist.
Yeah, and or tie it around him and then tie it to some kind of stone.
Yeah, there's definitely ruins and leftover parts of the bridge that you could secure it to on this side, yeah.
Just in case, the bridge falls or you fall or the bird comes and tries to take it, who knows.
Yeah, and it means with his roll that'll let you guys get across safely because you can just follow the rope. Okay, Grant, so what you're saying, you had 5 minus 1?
Yeah, I've got using bold trait, 3 for labourer, plus the initial ones, that would normally be 5, but I'm at 1 hit. I've got a health minus, so it'll be 4 then.
Yeah. That's a pretty strong roll still.
Just trying to get the mark.
Oh, barely.
Just.
That's a full success, so yes, you go along it. The wind is strong, it's very slippery, but you have excellent balance, you've got great upper body, lower body strength, You got a low centre of gravity, and these things are all working in your favour here. You buffeted against the wind when you're halfway across, so everybody holds their breath for a moment in case you go toppling over the side, but you do not. And you manage to clamber over to the opposite side, undo the rope from around your waist, and hoop it over more of the ruins. This gives, you know, like a handrail for the other two to walk across.
See, lads, nothing to it.
Look at the tall guy, because usually tall things get blown over easier. Yeah, sure, nothing to it. I'm gonna go second though.
And of course the rope will be left here, because there's no way to like undo it on one side and pull across.
We could do that to the guy who's almost dead, but I don't know about that.
It's just like, the rope's more valuable than he is.
Was that your rope used, or was it my rope that we used? I don't know which one.
I left mine on the sled, but I wasn't here for the session. You guys left it behind, so I don't know what I would have grabbed or left behind.
Yeah, it'd have been a grunt's rope.
Yeah,
So
someone
take off.
I mean, you can have what's Jack's character called? Logan. You could have Logan's rope with you as well. I mean, you didn't get a choice what you got to leave in that sled, so you can easily decide that now. But I mean, I think the sled that got left was just the oar and the sickle that was on it.
I'm thinking I would have left everything though, because like the goal was to get here and take as much treasure back, and if we didn't take this sled with us, then
Sure, yeah,
I
that
need
was
to have
makes
as
sense.
much space as possible.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's fine too. Yes, but you get across there and, you know, it's like almost like a ruined tower. Although it doesn't look very ruined, it just looks worn, covered in ice and snow. It's retained its structure, its shape very well. It's not crumbled, although you can tell by the wearing from the elements on it that it is ancient. There's like long, elegant symbols and emblems carved into the stone. You're not sure what any of this means.
We even know if this was the city we were looking for to begin with.
It doesn't look like much of a city.
It's like an outpost of a city.
Wait, when did I cross the bridge?
After Logan. I mean, you sold the rope and you just kind of use that to carefully guide yourself across. It gives you something to hold on to, so you should be fine. Coughing and wheezing and limping as you are.
I'll just like look over the edge of the wall and see if I can see anything in the distance.
Okay, so on the other side of the bridge, there's like a steep. Well, there's not a steep stairwell we're talking about. It's just like another plateau, like the one you just came off of. Long, wide, flat, covered in snow, ice. You see, there's more like it's not as completely flat. There's more bumps and hills and shapes in it. And there is what might be another building, off to the sort of like northwest again. But I mean, do you just want to camp down here with no supplies or what? If you push on, it's going to be like stress and cold.
I'd like to try to explore where we're at, see if we can find supplies. I'd like to study the writing, see if I can like take notes on it, start trying to figure out what it, like translate it.
Yep.
In other words.
Yep. Okay, so Dungeoneer, do you want to make a Dungeoneer roll for just exploring it?
Sure, hold on. So, Dungeoneer level 3, just trying to think. Since we've seen sort of runes, would Wizard Sight be included? Because I can see the auras and signs of spirits.
No, but you could use Bold again.
I'll use Bold again then, just in case.
You can also burn a torch if you have one.
I have 2 torches left.
Yeah, you could burn a torch for an extra dice as well.
May as well, just not got how many things I'm going to use a torch though.
Yeah, you're going to max. Well, you probably want to keep one torch for the city, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'll keep 1 for that. So I use 1 torch. Dungeoneer's 3, so that's 4, and gold is 5 minus 1, so 4 dice.
No, plus the default one.
Oh,
5
yeah, so
dice.
5.
And you got an XP last time, remember?
Oh yeah, it's about that. Would making camp here allow me to level up, or is it like?
If you've got the
Oh,
XP and you do a long rest, yes.
Well, getting the 2 put me at 6, so I could, but I didn't know if.
Yeah, when
This
you
will
make a long
count.
rest, you can level up again. Right, okay, 2 successes for dungeon delving. Plumbing the depths. Full success. Okay, so in terms of treasure, would you prefer to be would you be looking for supplies and useful items of that sort, or would you be looking for actual gold treasure?
Wise, I think, at this point.
Okay, yeah, so you're scouring the place up and down with your torch, and you're looking for, wood you can burn, rations that are frozen. Maybe there's like a store or something like that here, and you do indeed find one. So you want to roll 2d6 for me, 2 dice. Okay, so you find 6 rations, 6 supplies. And this is just like bits of wood you're able to break up off of things, or ones that's been stored and it's still dry, despite the cold. And rations that you found have been stored in like a pantry, and they're just frozen, so they're perfectly preserved, and you just need thawed out. Does Logan have a skill related to lore or languages?
I got curious, but I just leveled up, so I was looking to see if I had anything that might help me. I could pick.
There is a skill about lore.
Are we taking a rest to level up?
Do you want to make camp first before you do this?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I can do the camp first, so I can get this skill.
Alright, okay, so
Yeah, fine to do.
remember to take fatigue when you're making rolls as well.
Yeah, because I have enough to level up also.
Do you have the page I can look at for all the rules, the skills and all that?
It should be on the character sheet.
I'm on my tablet. I can't look at my character sheet like that.
Right, so how would you like me to show you it?
Well, I have I don't have the actual character sheet. I just have a.
You want me to take
Yeah,
an image of it and put it in Discord?
If I can just find I had to find your PDF that you had sent before.
There's the scholar skill.
Will I just PM you the list, Draken? Would that work in Discord? PM that way?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I had to v-download the PDF to the tablet. That's what I needed to find. That works too. It's I was just saying, I didn't have it. Yeah, I'll take Lore Master then.
So Dungeoneer, you're going to be the one making the camp. So you don't have any, you do have supplies. So you had 6 supplies, mark off 2 of those. And then we've already done the Dungeoneer roll. Do you want to cook?
I'll do cooking.
Okay, let's do a cooking roll then, and you get an extra dice because the camp is sheltered.
Alright, so cooking's at 2, 3 dice with the normal one, another one, so 4 dice minus 1, so 3 dice for cook.
Yep. Oh, okay, so that's everyone restores 2 fatigue.
And for camp, I need to roll for that as well, don't I?
We don't need to roll for camp. You got to success for dungeoneering. Let's just make it just all one roll. Just now. But someone can tell a tale.
And we got extra supplies. Do we try the healing thing again? So that our almost dead guy might not be almost dead.
I don't have any more injuries. Now it's just health.
Oh, so it doesn't work on just health, does it? Gotcha.
Health can only be restored if we stay somewhere for a week, which I don't think we have any.
Yeah,
time to
you're,
do
you're,
anything like
you're, you're really far out now. You don't have anywhere like that you can stay.
Yeah, we're past that point.
Yeah, so if someone wants to tell a tale, I don't know if anyone's got less traits than everyone else just now.
I have 3.
I think we can just let Grunt do one if he wants.
I'm at 3 traits, so I think we'll take it.
Yeah, I have 3 and he has 3, so.
On you go, Draken, and take the next one.
No, you good. I don't really have anything in mind. I don't know.
How about my character tells you about why he still goes on, even though he's basically dead?
Sure.
He's like just coughing up blood the entire time, just wheezing while telling you that he's got to find the Great Bear to end the Ice Age, and then coughs up blood and falls asleep.
So not only is this a quest of discovery and such for him, but the ultimate sort of goal is that you think the Great Bear can end the long winter.
Yeah.
The poor boy, he's gone delirious and
Yeah.
Whatever helps him keep walking.
Okay, which trait do you want to take for that one?
How about fearless? Or
I was thinking hidden depths, maybe.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Hidden depths are honourable, because that's quite an honourable quest, do you know what I mean? But hidden depths is, there's a deeper drive within you.
they're just not quite sure if it's true or not. Or at least Grunt is.
Grunt never believes anything.
Well, I mean, they're looking at you and half dead and stuff, and they're like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
We've seen many tiny things from my adventures, but trying to see a deity, not as often.
Just don't eat me while I'm sleeping.
And Gunn's looking at me, he's like, yeah, he's gonna see his deity, alright? Permanently.
Yeah, permanently. That's what I was thinking about. Get it to myself. I was like, whatever helps him walk, you know.
So, does anyone want to take watch? Because obviously that's going to reduce how much fatigue you recover.
I'm completely full. I'm completely empty in fatigue, so I can take watch.
Okay, and that means okay. So everyone's going to restore 1 cold, and then Logan and Joel are going to recover an extra cold. And then Logan and Joel are going to recover 2 fatigue.
I'm good on fatigue. I can take one of the watches.
Okay, so I mean you just recover 1 cold, 1 fatigue then, and that lets Grunt recover 1 fatigue and 1 cold.
So I just take fatigue out loose from the watch anyway then.
I mean, you don't take fatigue for watch, you don't have to roll it because the make camp roll, which we're rolling into the Dungeoneer one, was fine. There's not going to be any danger showing up anyway. You searched the place when you did Dungeoneer. You know, there's nothing dangerous here that's going to surprise you during the night anyway. You're just taking watch, just to be on the safe side in case something crops up. But nothing is actually going to sneak up on you. The weather is not going to get worse, it's going to kind of remain the same.
So Joe not need a bigger rest though for his recovery then? So obviously that Wallace mine's clear then.
Has he clear as well?
Yeah, my fatigue is empty.
Yeah, he's got his back. It was the injury that was killing him before.
I have 2 fatigue, so if I don't have to take watch, I'm just going to sleep through and get on my
Yeah,
fatigue.
you can get both yours back, yeah.
Yeah.
And both cold if you have them as well. Okay,
I
so
have one.
and you want to do a lore master after you've rested, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so lore master plus default dice, plus an extra dice because of the camp. And I don't know if you have a trait.
Curious, that's one thing I can think of.
Yep.
Unless the witch like work.
Yeah, I think that definitely works, so I can give you an extra dice as well.
But I lose 1 because my health takes on back down to 3 dice.
I love your mic picked up the contact of them hitting the desk.
Oh yeah. I think I got pretty lucky on that one. I got 2 successes. At a 2, 6, 6, then I re-rolled and it was 2 and a 1.
Sure. Yeah. So you can see that this is an ancient language. I don't know. Is there elves in this world, or a similar kind of precursor ancient race?
It could be there.
Yeah, I mean, if
The
it's like an
ancient
elvish language or some sort, it would kind of resemble that. It's a very elegant, well-formed kind of form of calligraphy. And it speaks of how this is the ancient kingdom of Twath, or Tooth. And how this is now entering the heartlands from the borderlands. And this was obviously where merchants and such would pass through, and they would weigh up their goods here in the tower and pay the taxes before entering the kingdom true. So it certainly indicates to you that you're on the right path and you cannot be far from the capital, which would be the city that you're aimed for.
City of Elves? Never heard of a City of Elves before in the stories.
Well, I'm thinking like related to Elvish. It's not, if the elves do exist in this one, it's not proper Elvish. It's like an older form.
So could we explore this tower again and see if there's like some kind of ancient map or something we could find that might point us in the right direction of the capital?
If he'd maybe have gotten a crit, you could have got the map.
Oh, so we can't roll again because we rolled before.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
it's already searched. It may have got something more useful. So where you are just now, you can see that the next plateau, as I said, extends on. It looks barren in all directions. You can estimate from looking back the way that the fog wall is kind of veering off to the east. So that is probably a more limited space. So it's going to be north or the west that you're going to want to head in.
Well, we got this far by going north, so I think we just keep going north.
Do you want
Here,
to...
I can.
There you go.
I can scout ahead and lead the way, I guess.
Okay,
Oh,
you want to make the scout roll?
Yeah, I'll. Can I use shapeshift and turn into a bird?
Yeah, so that's a shapeshift roll.
That give me a fatigue roll, by the way.
You'll take fatigue for making the roll, yes. But you'll get your XP from that as well. Oh, when you just leveled up, you took Lore Master. What did you take, Alex?
I just put a point into shapeshifter.
Okay.
So instead of 1 dice, it's just 2 dice.
Sure. That's after your subtractions and that stuff, yeah. You can have...
Yeah, because I have 3 health and shapeshifter 4.
You can take an extra dice for the camp as well. You wouldn't normally, but because you're going to be... It's just to like try and see the path of where to go. That's not going to help anyway. A partial success. Oh, and you also have enough supplies, so you should have an extra dice as well. Oh, and then you can roll another one. Although that was a D8 you rolled, do you realise that?
Oh. Oh, I didn't realize that.
It's fine, it's not gonna matter because that's 2.
I'll just use the 5 then.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so journey, that's a full success. Okay, so when you get up to your high vantage point, you can see to the northeast, about a day's travel away, there is what looks like a giant statue or a large building of some sort. And then to the northwest, you can see towers and spires, which definitely looks like the city or a large castle citadel of some sort.
I'll start leading them towards the spiraling towers.
Okay, so we're going to go towards what you think's the city. Yes, you will get there in just over a day's walk across this flat, open land without incident and without spending extra supplies. So you're going to lose 2 supplies.
Okay, so 2 supplies left.
And finally, you arrive at your goal, the ancient city of Tooth.
Finally made it here.
You guys with your wizard sight, you can sense more so than see the magic that kind of like litters this place and kind of floats around in the atmosphere here. This is a place of great power. It is a magnificent city. Again, it's not crumbled, it's not ruined, but it is just encased in ice and snow.
I can feel there'll be mighty treasure here. More than the treasure they've already found already.
Yes, it is, they have high walls, fortress walls, buttresses, there's spires and towers, and covering a great city inside. And as you approach, you know, there's a portcullis and great doors. They're such high quality, they're not like decayed or rotted away at all here. The ice has helped preserve them, but they are sealed, so you'll have to go under or over or through it somehow.
Is there anything odd about the gate?
I wouldn't describe it as odd, no.
So I don't think we want to try and go through it. Going over it would be the next best thing.
I've got a spell, you can use to blast that door.
I do. Well, I don't know if it would work, but I do have the blast spell. But I was also thinking you could use the barrier spells to make like some kind of ramp up and over.
I was thinking using the barrier spell to try and bust the doors. Try to let the barrier sort of blow in between them.
Are there any large piles of snow like right up against the walls?
I need to roll a d6 for that. No, none of them are like piled up high enough for an angle that would get you there.
I accidentally rolled a d8, and then when I rolled a d1, it was still a 1.
But at least you get all your ones out of the way. Yeah, no, you're going to need something more inventive than just climbing up a pile of snow.
Darn.
Well, we can try Gun's idea, and if that don't work, we can try my idea.
So we'll try my back.
Well, barrier to burst it down is not going to work. I'm going to say, you could use the blast to do that. Or you could try and use the barrier to form a bridge. Or a ramp of some sort.
Yeah, 4 and blast. So. Want me to roll, or you want to do it, Gun?
I don't have a blast spell, so it'll be yourself. I've got barrier only.
I'm going to say for your blast magic, you're going to have -1 dice as well.
Oh shit! So 3 dice. No success.
Yes, you know, extend your hand and send out your magical energy to cause the explosion, and you can feel the wards, the magical resistance in this place against the physical defenses, as it kind of like peters out and has no effect.
Okay.
That's a no-go for me.
Right, barrier. It looks like it.
Yep.
Now I will share that information since Grunt uses magic too.
Can I also suggest everyone takes a cold just now?
Yes, that gives me 1 cold.
I've got barrier at level 2, so I could use that.
You can definitely try barrier, yeah. It's quite a clever way to use barrier.
We'll be able to boost the roll if Draken used his barrier of mine as well.
He can help by taking a fatigue and giving you a dice, yes.
I can do that, but that'll put me at 3 fatigue, just to be aware.
Yeah, you can also take a fatigue yourself, remember, to get an extra dice.
Right. What you got? I'm free from there, so I can take.
You can have a dice, I hope.
I'm just trying to think anything else to boost my level, because obviously I've got a -1 to it as well just now. Wizard Sight won't really do anything to that. Hidden Depths, more resourcefulness and resilient. Yeah, and that won't do anything good. So 3 dice.
Okay, are you remembering your default dice as well?
Yeah, that's for the default, yeah.
Okay.
Only 3 then?
That 6 is okay enough.
Just.
Yes. You too can feel like a resistance, even though you're not doing anything like directly to attack it. You can feel the resistance as it doesn't. It kind of wibbles and wobbles the direction of the barrier, but you're able to place it in a way that gives you the angle you desire, so you could actually ascend it to reach up on top of the ramparts. But you can see along the edges of the top of the wall, these ancient runes that have been carved into the wallway are now glowing a sort of soft bluish green turquoisey kind of colour. And they're all lit up around the area where your barrier is set against the wall.
My beard feels itchy.
Can we see why that's like? Would the wizard sight reveal like maybe it's doing something to our magic to power itself or something?
Sure, you can roll for that. You don't have to take fatigue.
What I've rolled is a plain dice plus wizard sight, so.
Yeah.
I've got Wizard Sight as well, that just is there.
Yeah, anyone's got wizard sight can roll a dice. Or add a dice to it.
I'll add dice to yours then.
I got a 5 and a 3. If I roll your extra dice, gives me 2.
Yeah, you can see it's part of the magical defense of this place. It is signifying that, you know, to whoever has made this spell that it's been breached or someone has tampered with the defenses.
I think it should slice the wall a bit to not have the pattern, so the spell won't work.
What if it attacks us though?
I think if something would attack this, would have happened when I used my blast spell.
Brad's going to whack his sword on all just to sort of break the writing.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna run up the ramp he made before he somehow
Yeah, you
destroyed.
just get up the ramp. Okay, so you get up the ramp on top of the wall and you can see into the city this vast open plan of the city. Very neatly laid out in a grid sort of pattern. You can see in the centre there's a grand palace. And the city's obviously been divided up into districts, and you can see each district is a sort of like copy of another district. None of them seem like grander than the others. They're all very well put together. The buildings have multiple floors. They all seem to be made of stone. And it all seems surprisingly intact. Clearly, nobody has been here before since whatever happened here happened. There's a quiet serenity to it out here in the wilderness with just the snow and ice.
If there's going to be any treasure, it's going to be either in like the market district or the big old palace. If we can tell which district's the market district.
I think that place with the most magic feeling, that's where I'll have the most treasure.
Also depends what kind of treasure you're talking about.
What?
Or no, here for fancy baubles. We had enough fancy baubles found already with the silver mines and all sorts. We're looking for something under.
Is there anywhere where I can like feel any like presence with Touched by the Gods?
You can roll 2 dice and see. No. You're reaching out to your god here, and your god is very weak here. Your god does not seem to have much influence this far north. Or perhaps it's diminished by the city's magical defences itself. You know that there is magic at work here, and it's very old magic. Perhaps even older than the bear god himself.
Stroking a beard and saying, feel the magic, let's go.
Well, I guess we're gonna stop the magic. We got to go to the place with the most magic's concentrated at. I mean, that would make sense to me.
Yes, let's go.
That roll something like sort of Dungeoneer or something to see where we can roughly give it an idea where we're going with wizards.
I mean, you only pick where you want to kind of focus within the city, and then you could do like a Dungeoneer to explore it.
We want to go where the magic's like the most focused at. Of a building or district that would be.
I don't know what your fatigue's at as well. If you want to like take a rest in a nearby tower or something before you like venture in there properly either.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, my fatigue's at 3, so.
rest up and use the supply then.
You could spend
Sounds like
a supply and everyone could get 1 fatigue back, or if you spend the 2 supplies, you can make camp.
What do you sort of do? I've got 2 fatigue, so one should be fine. 1 supply would be fine, but we've only got 2 supplies left total.
I've got one fatigue.
You can spend a supply and then we can go explore.
Right, got 1 supply then.
Sure, I mean, you can make a cooking roll with that supply if you want to try and make it stretch further, if it's needed.
Give it a try, but it's no harm. Give me a second.
Yes, baby. Head time.
I'll be right back.
Right, let's get a roll. So, cooking's level 2, natural dice is 3, -1, so 2 dice.
Okay,
Nope.
so it doesn't go any further, but you all get wind fatigue back.
I can picture our cooking, but it's too cold. It's just freezing when I try to cook it.
I have a theory about why it's so cold up here too.
Our broth's a bit frozen. It's not cooking that well. It's like,
I think the city's the reason why this cold is here.
So what kind of area of the city do you want to try and explore then?
I'd certainly be more at the centre, I think.
So the
Centre,
palace, which is at the centre.
7-1 had the strongest magical presence.
We never really detect.
Did the cooking roll succeed?
No, so you just get wind fatigue back.
Okay.
The soup was frozen. It's gazpacho.
Yeah, so where in the city do you want to explore?
I suggest the palace in the centre. What do you think?
Probably like the palace, or maybe we can find some kind of big temple.
And that's what I'm thinking. Potentially might be the centre. Sort of like the palace is at the centre.
Yeah, the only grand building is this big palace in the centre. Just realised I need to upload this. I mean, sure. So Dungeoneer, do you want to give me a roll for looking around the palace? As you're going through the streets, you know, it's cold, it's silent, and clearly nothing's been through here, there's no trace or tracks. The roads are flanked, what's the word, lined with statues. Some of them it's hard to make out what they were because they're so covered in ice and snow, but others are these like huge, grand depictions of soldiers and warriors and animals drawing chariots.
I'll back in 2 quick secs, sorry.
Yep, okay.
I'm back, but I might jump off again in a wee second. So, right, so Dungeoneer roll.
Yes.
Right, so 3 for Dungeoneer. Use bold. No, I can't really bold for this one. I could because we're just charging into this place, aren't we?
You could use bold, yeah.
So that's 4. Initial dice is 5, -1 for health, so 4.
And I'm going to say because it's so large, -1.
3 dice. One success.
Excellent. Puzzle. Yes. Okay, and what's the nature of the treasure that you're looking for?
I think magical in nature, some kind of like text work or magical item or something like that.
Sure. Okay, so along with Wizard's site, you are able to find threads of magic delicately woven around the building, not just as protective wards or warning sigils, but also just in a decorative fashion. Whoever built this place or lived here, they must have had the wizard's sight. They must have been able to see these beautiful intricate patterns that were woven in the manosphere, in the walls, in the floors, in the ceilings, and even amongst the statues there, to kind of breathe into them and give them the appearance of life and animation, although they are just ordinary statues. There appears to be a grand ballroom, a large throne room with a lot of ceremonial statues and ornaments, and then below that you find what must have been an area of worship. There's pews and an altar. And laid out here are a series of 13 artifacts, a perfect sphere, a cuboid, jewels of various sizes and types, finely handcrafted pieces of jewellery, and each of these are positively radiating magical energy. As you step into the room, there's a creaking noise, and this granite slab collapses behind you, shutting you inside this chamber. And in the corner of the room, a large pile of like ice and snow and rock that is formed there begins to like shift and move.
Well, looks like we found the treasure.
The ice and the stone shifts, moves, and begins to like take an almost humanoid form. You can see the magical energy glowing in its eyes as it silently rises up and towers above you all. It's been created to a size that perfectly fits within the height of the room. And it's probably about 15 feet high and almost as broad. And it starts to lumber towards you. What do you do?
With its sight, I try to see what's powering this.
You can do that, but you're gonna have -1. What do the other two do?
I'm gonna throw my axe at it.
Okay, so that's just fighter.
Yep.
You've got maces anyway.
Would that be foolhardy? Since I'm throwing my weapon away?
Yes, that sounds about right.
Alright, so that'd be 1 for base, then +3 for fighter, then -3 for health, and then +1 for foolhardy.
Yeah. What did you get, Drag?
I got 2, a 2, and a 5.
Okay, what exactly is it you're trying to discern about it?
I'm trying to see what's powering it, like.
You can see like that fine weaving all around the place is just like feeding into it. It is drawing energy from the building itself. Yes, and you throw your axe at it and it just kind of like clinks off a bit of stone and falls harmlessly to the ground. The thing like sweeps one rocky arm out towards you and causes you an injury.
And knock on the door.
Not loading, Joel, sorry.
If someone calls, like if you call someone they don't answer, don't just go over to the house. Anyway, so I told him to leave.
What are you doing?
I'm playing a game. What's up?
You still there, Tank?
I'm just back. Yeah, what did I miss there? Sorry.
Joel threw an axe, it bounced off it and did nothing. And then it swiped him. So what would Grunt like to do?
Grunt does what Grunt does best. Run at it with his sword.
Okay, that's a fighter roll.
So fighters at 4. I assume I can use bold with that as well, since it's
Yes,
also
bold
just
will apply, yeah.
Would I be able to apply wizard sight as well? So it's
You can only have one trait applicable.
Okay. Well, that's 4, 5, initial dice 6, -1 for health, so 5 dice.
That's a lot of dice, yep. Oh my god.
Right.
One success for avoiding that. Okay, so you'll take your fatigue.
Okay.
Yes, do you run up to it? Are you like swiping at it or stabbing it?
Swiping at it.
Yeah, you swipe at it and you cleave off, you know, a gash, a chunk of ice in between the sections of rock that are making up the thing. The thing doesn't seem to feel any harm, or pain at least. It doesn't look too nonplussed with you. It just like reaches down and grabs you in its giant hand and starts to
Waiting
squeeze.
for my turn.
Also, I had a dream about your PC being fixed.
Yeah, I fixed it this morning, then broke it again.
No, I'm telling you that I had it right, because whenever I have to build stuff, that's going to happen, because I have like this like Asian fucking dream shit. So you're going to eventually fix your PC.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I fixed it last night, / this morning, and then broke it again.
Logan,
Went back and fixed it.
Joel,
see.
either you want to do something.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Yep, so it has grunt in its hands.
Oh, amazing. I heard the attack, and I'm guessing it didn't do anything.
He swiped it, took a little chunk out of it with his sword, and then it just grabbed him and started to squeeze him.
So the entire building is what's powering him. That's what you told me.
The building is, yes.
So what's powering the building? Something to think about in a second. I tried to blast his hand so that maybe he'll drop grunt.
Yep, if you want to roll for it.
Yeah. I got blast 4.
Maybe your default as well. And if you have a trait that applies.
Only thing I'd had to apply would be wizard sight, but the default's cancelled out by my minus health situation. I got a 5, a 6, and then my extra 6 was just a 4.
So it's a full success, okay. Yes, the blast, it's not enough to like shatter the hand, but it's enough to cause it, you know, one of the fingers to kind of blow off, which gives him enough like wriggle room that he just drops to the floor below it. And it reaches out his other hand as it makes its way towards you. Joel, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna rush up to it. It's pretty big, right?
Yes, it's pretty massive.
I'm gonna rush at it and just try to flying kick into its foot, try to knock it over.
In your human form, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So fighter again. Since you're not using any weapon or anything, I was going to say you'd have one less dice. So we could just maybe negate the extra one.
So just be one success? Or would it just be a 1?
It would just be one success. Okay, so you do, you fly into the foot, you throw your body weight into it, and you kind of nudge it, and the thing like falls down on one knee, and the force of its weight hitting the ground causes like cracks to go up the seam around where its knee is, making its leg look more brittle. But it turns its face, and this stream of cold blue energy bursts out from its chest and into you, and it gives you 2 cold.
Alright, I take it. I lose the health. I'm not good.
Yeah, the searing frostbite, you know, just like spreads across your chest.
Alright, I'm at 4 health now.
Oh, good.
Right, too, don't worry. That last roll put me over for fatigue.
Okay, so he wants to do something there.
You said there's something about the energies are flowing into it through the walls, is it, or?
Logan can see that, yes, because with his wizard sight. If you've got wizard sight, you can probably tell that as well.
I've got wizard sight, so.
Yeah, you can see the energies from the threads weaved around the room are just like feeding into it. As if the whole building is like focusing its energies into this thing.
Can I use barrier to try and stop it from getting up again? Like, put it over, since he said it fell to one knee,
Yes.
kind of like put it over his leg?
Put it over its leg.
Right, so like it would go like along his leg and then kind of like make like a cast on his leg and then keep going.
I would say no, because that's really not the intention of barrier.
Okay.
Could we make a cube to sort of seal him in with the barrier?
Cage is literally a different spell.
Right, cool.
But you could put up a barrier between you and it. That's something you could do. But then you would be trapping yourselves in one half of the room.
One time blast it down again, since it's already on one knee.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, if you're going for the weak knee, the knee's weakened, you can have an extra dice as well.
Yeah. That was the intention of keeping his leg trapped. I wanted them to hit the knee with the weapon, but since I can't do that, I'll just... So I got 4 blasts, I got -2 because of my health, 1 for the regular piece, 1 for that, and I'll push myself for 5 dice. 3, 2, 2, 2. My last dice is a 1.
Oh my god. You get 2 XP for that though. That's epic. Yes. Okay, yeah, you say a blast of energy, and the thing turns this time before your blast reaches it and extends its arm, and it reverses your spell, and you are blasted with your own energy, take an injury.
Oh my god, a whole Jesus Christ. I get it. Alright.
Yeah, it stands up on its 2 feet. It kind of wobbles unsteadily, and it has to move very slowly as it places its weight down on the one knee. And it advances towards you. Grunt, what do you do?
I'll run and try and slash the weakened knee, try and topple him over again.
Okay, so it's going to like raise up one foot just to stomp you, and you're going to like roll under that and try to hit the other leg.
Yeah, because I'm small enough I can do it.
Okay, so that is a fighter roll.
Okay, so 4 for fighter, 1 for bolts, 5, -1 for health, so showing, so still 5 dice.
If that's right, it's right. Yes, you are able to do that. You roll under it. What weapon is you have? It's sword, isn't it?
I large sword, yeah.
Yeah, you know, strike your sword into it with all your force in between the cracks already existing in the knee, and it causes the knee to split at the joint, and the thing slides off and tumbles over onto its back. And you can see like cracks coming all along the lower side of his body as the force of it hits the ground. The whole thing now looks kind of like brittle and on the edge of breaking apart. You can see the energy glowing between the cracks inside of it.
Can I see what the other side, like the focal point where the energy's going into?
You can just see like the inside of it is imbued and radiating energy.
Mail to run up then and try and stab inside it. Unless if anyone else wants to have a go first.
I'll run over and swipe my axe up on the way and bring it down on the middle of its back where it's glowing.
So I don't know if Grunt wants to make a roll, and Joel, you just like contribute a dice because you're helping.
Sure.
So I'll have 5 plus initial ones. I make 6 dice now then.
Yes, and you have it down on its back, so you have an extra dice on top of that, giving you 7.
7 dice. Here we go.
But you're both taking fatigue for this, so.
Worth it.
Alright. I take another health deck.
Oh my god. That's hilarious.
Oh, you're kidding.
Wow. Wow.
We both get experience.
I blame that on your luck, Joel.
Yep. You charge towards it, Joel leaps into the air, and the thing just lets out a blast of this blue cold energy and a 360 degrees around it, just like area of effect in the whole room. Everybody takes 2 cold.
I imagine myself just like finally pulling myself out of the wall that he just launched me into, just to get launched back into it again.
Just a wave of utter freezing temperature searing through your body. Everybody takes 2 cold.
I love it.
I just
Oh,
get
that's a
blown
roll
across
for
the
any
room.
record.
It's the thing like cracks and splits, and then the outer shell that kind of like crumbles away, and this form of just pure magical energy emerges from within. It's a blue, powerful ice spirit. I can get a little bit nice in a mental picture. But yes, just like pure blue energy floating, manifesting in the middle of the room. What would you just do?
I can try something.
Sure.
How many fatigue can you use to get bonus dice? Just one?
Just the one, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna try to summon the Great Bear.
Here we go. I'm going to say it's -1 because we did establish it was diminished here. But obviously your trait will apply as well.
Alright, so it starts at 1, then +1 for the trait, +1 for an extra fatigue, and then +3 for the spell, and then -6.
Is that
So-
enough?
0 die.
So you get 2 dice and use the worst. This is gonna go so well. Oh, that would have been so close as well. Yes, you like start doing your chanting, your summoning. The bear hears your call and it's so distant and far away and it wants to reach you. But it's almost like this impenetrable depth of ocean around this place, and the bear just can't swim through to reach you. The ice spirit notices what you're doing immediately and fires a jet stream of cold energy at you. You take another cold.
Alright, I have 6 health off.
Okay, so you're just like freeze, encased in ice, solidified there, motionless, a statue for all of eternity.
I'm gonna try and run up and smash my sword into him. Nothing else I can do.
Since
Let's go.
Into me or the elemental?
Elemental. I could use you.
I mean,
Why he does
I feel like he's cheating somewhat, but there's 13 magical artifacts in the room with you that you seem to have
That's
completely
what
forgotten about.
Oh, that was my next thing. So while he rushes it and keeps it busy, I want to start studying the items to see if there's anything that like can contain this thing or is what's powering it or something.
Okay, give me your wizard sights roll. Don't spend any fatigue for that.
How that worked? It was just so we get.
Wizard sight and the default, so 2.
But I already have 3 health ticks, so.
Oh, so 2 dice and use the burst.
5 and a 1.
You look around and you're like, and you just grab the jewellery that has a blue crystal in it, a sapphire. And it has a slight kind of glow about it, and you're like, this one looks close enough to what I'm looking for, and you grab it. And
Trial and
then,
error.
as you do, you pick it up and you turn around, and the spirit is like right beside you. Its eyes, this kind of glowing turquoise crystal, mesmerizing effect that it has on you, and you can feel your whole body starting to frost up. You can feel like the blood inside your veins starting to like crystallize and turn to ice. Just take an injury.
Okay.
And Grunt, you want to roll your fight because you're just gonna smash it.
Well, actually, after seeing what he was trying to do, trying to figure out the items, I could try and use my wizard sight and seeing that what he was trying to do.
Oh, okay. Yes, so your wizard sight and a default dice, so 2 dice. Yes, so you reach out and you grab the perfect sphere. It is this kind of metallic sphere. I mean, it looks like it should be rolling off the altar that it's sat on, but it just sits there perfectly. And as you pick it up, you expect it to be like this heavy ball of metal, and it feels incredibly light, as if it was made of, well, to us it would feel like it's made of plastic, but obviously for me it's not a substance you know. But you can see that this has some sort of repellent effect on the type of magical energy that is being used here to power this thing. Or that it is, created from itself. But however, as you pick that up, the thing turns around and sees you, and it lets out a blast of energy, and the sphere is knocked from your hand and rolls across the room. This does distract it from Draken, who's thankful he's not turned into a statue.
Not frozen to death? Okay.
No, you're just in pain from it.
Logan, distracted while I hit the sphere.
Alright, once more, with more vigor, let's try blast again. Four plus 3 dice is 5. I'll try to push myself, get me 6. Then I'll lose 3 dice, so there's 3. Okay. 1 success.
I mean, this is to blast it, yes. Yeah, your blast has the effect. It doesn't like shatter or destroy enough, but it's enough magical force that sends the thing kind of like spinning in circles to the edge of the room, away from the sphere that's on the floor. So Grunt, do you want to roll your Hail Mary?
Fighter with a minus now at this point now.
So you're like, yeah, and you're going to like roll across the ground, scoop it up, and then hurl the thing at it.
Yep, okay, so would be Fighter at 4, Bold 1's 5, initial dice 6, minus 2, so 4 dice. Might just spend the extra fatigue just for it. So
You
5
might
dice.
as well, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've did twice in a row now. That's why I'm at 4 health injuries now.
Perfect, that's enough. Yes, you roll across the ground, scoop up the sphere, hurl it with all your might in the direction of the spirit, just as it kind of orientates itself to come at you once more, and you can see it drawing in magical energies to throw a projectile at you and finish you off. And the sphere collides with the thing's material. The whole thing kind of like shimmers and shifts and sparkles with energy, and it lets out a kind of fizzled cry as it just disappears from this plane of existence.
We live! We live!
Oh man.
walk up to Joel because it reminds me
Yeah.
of fallen comrades.
Joel.
Frozen.
I don't know if you want to take over the Eric character now, Alex.
Oh, I thought he left.
I mean, you can just jump in and play his guy just now if you want for the next bit.
No, it's fine. I'm just gonna enjoy listening to them slowly succumb to their
Yes.
wounds and everything.
Yeah, so how are we looking stats-wise, guys?
I got 3 health injuries, you know, no big deal.
2 health injuries, almost frozen and cold.
You know, I got 2 cold, but you know.
Yeah, so each magical artifact is 1 load. And there's 13 of them.
Okay.
If you wanted, you could forage and turn Joel into meat burgers.
He said don't eat him though. That was like his last thing at the other camp. He's like, don't eat me. He's like,
Wait, did I say that?
yeah, you did. At one point, you're like, don't eat me. I was like, alright.
Joel, your sacrifice to the great birth spirit for us to live, we will grant.
I'm imagining you just break open the ice and there's just nothing inside.
If he feels the foraging roll. Yeah, so that's a possibility.
Right, and let me sort my load out with stuff.
Well, I only have 2 load on me, so I can carry 6 of the artifacts.
Let's see, I've got 1 supply, a weapon. I've got cards to take a lot. I can drop the pickaxe, I can drop my. Drop the pickaxe. I can drop my water skins, and I don't think it's going to be much use, so we're frozen probably at this point now. You said there's 13 we've got, yeah?
Yeah, 13 in total.
I can take 4 of them.
That's 10 out. Okay. Yeah.
I don't forget to get some supplies first.
I didn't make camp here. You know, if I just make camp in this job.
Got 1 supply left.
Oh, we need to get.
I use that. So on you go.
I was just thinking, like, everything we needed to get, like, even if we make camp, we still have to get, like, multiple things.
I mean, you could also, you know, do a forage roll if you wanted to eat
think we need to-
Joel.
Forward roll first, yes.
Yeah, so survival roll.
So 2 and a 4.
What'd you get?
A 6, a 2, and then I'll re-roll the 6 to get a 4.
Okay, so partials, you can roll a 1d4.
I do have 1d4s.
So roll the d6 and just re-roll a 5 or a 6.
I have a 1d4, actually. Got a 3.
Okay, so you managed to desecrate the body of Joel and recover 3 supplies off of him.
I thought we weren't going to do that.
Oh, your large body will be missed.
Okay,
but
yeah, so you'll use 2 supplies to make camp. Do you want to roll the cooking?
Yep.
You have an extra dice because it's sheltered. So that's an extra fatigue that you'll recover. So you'll get that fatigue back right away, and then You
In
get
the
2 fatigue back for resting. You'll get 2 cold back for resting. And then I don't know if you guys have got healing skill and you can try and heal with supplies as well.
No, I can't get rid of actual health sticks, so no point in trying.
I haven't really got any injury just now anyway.
Yeah, I don't have.
get stress because Joel dying, and plus it's like similar to like my former party died with being frozen.
Yes, so the remnants of Joel keep you alive for now. You could tell a tale just now if you wanted.
Trying to see what one matches sort of thing.
Oh, this reminds me of the time in my last party when I ate them. They also died. I also ate their bodies.
That's go down to my grave.
Wait, did you kill them and then eat them?
No, my last party we fought a wizard who used ice magic and it froze them all, and they all died. But I managed to survive through the cold spell. But by the time I also came to, he got away. Why do I? It's all of them. It's already dead. They're all dead. Why do they all die from me? Why in blasted cold do they always die? Why?
I definitely think this means you've got scarred as a trait.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
So, I guess this means that, Draken, you have to somehow find a way to die on the way back.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry. He's raised a flag for you.
Ain't happening, dude. I'll be the last one walking. There's nothing else. Actually, I think I got more health sticks than he does at this point.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you're giving him the side eye. You're like, yeah, your whole party died before in the same manner, and here you are, cutting up poor Joel and eating him.
Doesn't realise I ate them at that time.
Yes, but you fill your pockets with magical loot. You make camp, rest up as best you can. You wake up, you know, the room is the same, cased in ice, it's still freezing cold. This massive granite doorway is still closed behind you. So what are you doing then?
We need to find some books. There's gotta be some books around here. Oh, can we level up during that camp? Probably?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I'm not going to level up, so I'm at 4 just now.
You must have had 6 there, because you were using traits and rolling dice as well.
I'll need to double check in case I've missed something.
I mean, you use traits like almost every time you gold. That's how I got mine too. I was using traits.
If you use a trait, you get one. I didn't realise that.
Yes, every time you use a trait, you get an XP regardless of the result. So if you failed and used your trait, you'd get 2 XP.
Right, it's like I failed a wizard sight, so it's like, oh, 2. So that put me at 6.
Yeah, so you definitely would have done 6, I think.
Yeah.
But 6 exactly. Just reading back the rules.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can increase something by 1 level, or you can take a new skill altogether.
How much do we do for... Have we got skill or anything we should be bothered putting in? So we
Nobody
can
has
find a way-
Pathfinder, no. And you just have to get back.
Yeah, but at this point, we have some injury, like health ticks. Like, would it even matter?
Just depends.
We have to take, if we could take like a whole week here and rest and get rid of some health ticks, that would make a difference. But you have to
You
find a
have
lot
no
of
healer.
supplies. Don't need a
best
healer
thing
to
you
get
can
rid
do
of.
is- I know, but the best thing you can do at this point is just use labor and dungeoneer, just dig a tunnel back.
Dig, all the day round through.
Yeah, 'cause
Technically, we actually know how we got here, because we can't.
yeah,
sort of
I mean,
like
you've got a
go
rough idea of how to get back, so, I mean, it helps a little bit. It means the
That's
path is
more-
not completely unknown.
Plus, we know all the treasure is on our way back that we stored up, so.
However, it is a long journey, so probably gonna like balance it out. I don't know. I mean, it depends what your stats are like, how the math works out. It may or may not be worthwhile taking the 1 dice for Pathfinder.
I'm thinking I might take up for Dungeoneer, just put Dungeoneer up again another level.
But are you going to be dungeoneering again? Because you're just going to be heading back now, aren't you?
Trying to find a way out of this place, do we not? So, kind of like locked from the big stone tower block in our room, so we're kind of got to explore a way out of this place.
That's one way to do it, yeah. It's
That's what
completely up to you.
What's the worst that can happen?
You
Dungeoneer up.
Well, the worst thing you happen is you dungeoneer, you meet another spirit which annihilates you. Or maybe you get out of here and then you just get lost in the wilderness on the way back and never make it home. Which both seem just as likely as happening right now.
Considering we're at health minus, so even if I do take Pathfinder or anything, it still makes no difference, that's the problem.
Well, it does make a difference, it does make a difference.
We may as well take Pathfinder, what's the worst we can do?
But if you took it and you explored and you got XP from something and then you made camp again, I mean, you might end up getting another level in it and then it might make a difference.
We definitely need to explore the city more. I'm telling you, there's gotta be more here. I'm looking for books in particular, so if he wants to do dungeoneering, I'm totally okay with dungeoneering. Like going more, exploring.
Yeah, but will we survive though if we go dungeoneering is the question.
Oh, probably not. Oh, totally no, probably not. But how are we gonna get out? You know, we're kind of stuck with the door behind our back. You take Pathfinder now, and then we can try to use dungeoneering, see if we can't find more stuff, get more experience or whatever. We still gotta find a way out either way.
So I'm only like 3 bits off anyway, so I should be able to get up by the time we rest again.
Okay, so I'm hearing a dungeoneer roll, so let's see a dungeoneer roll.
So we're increasing Dungeoneer to 4, and we'll get Pathfinder later.
Yeah.
Or I thought you'd take Pathfinder now in case you do get it later.
Oh, he wants to do it.
I'll take Pathfinder now, that's probably more sensible.
I think long term it's a better strategy. And then a dungeoneer roll just now for getting out of this place unharmed.
Right, I might use my last torch for that, so that'll be.
Yes, that's probably a good idea too.
So I've got 3 for Dungeoneer, 4 for the initial dice, 5 for the torch, minus 2 for the health, so at least 3. Could I use Wizard Sense since also there's magic running around the place to sort of find our way around?
Yeah, sure.
So 4
I'll
dice.
offer to help you. I don't really know what skill I would have to help you with.
Well, you have Wizard Sight, so you could contribute that. You could use like the paths of the magic around the place to try and find a way out.
I'll help you. I'll take your fatigue and help you.
Right, so that's 4 dice then.
5.
5 dice.
Although you have rolled 5 dice and completely failed. What did you do again?
Yes, again. Is anyone who helps me? This is what seems to happen, I've just noticed.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay, so user studying the magic artifacts, studying the patterns of the magical weave around the room, looking for like a secret exit, maybe a magical way to navigate and get yourself out of this room, or even just a hidden lever of some sort. And then, with your backs turned, the corpse of Joel, desiccated and with chunks of it cut out already, starts to wriggle and move just so slightly, and then it begins to raise itself up onto its feet. What weapon were you holding before, Joel?
I had a battle axe.
Sure, yeah, and with the battle axe raised up in both arms, he comes up behind the two of you. And since it was you that failed the roll, Grunt, you're going to take an injury. as you feel this battle axe just like sinks into the top of one of your shoulders.
This is what we get for eating them.
Joel, you backstabbing bastard.
Can we eat? But we ate him first, so I mean.
Not at that point. Ah, slash time.
Yeah, so what'd you do?
Fighter slash time. So,
Okay, so fighter roll.
4 fighter, 5 with the bold, -2. So 3. Additional dice, sorry, 4.
I can't believe you failed with 5 dice last time.
It's every time someone else helps me, it seems to happen. I've just noticed the last few times I did
That's why I didn't say the thing this time. I was like, I'm not gonna help.
If he fails, can I shapeshift into a zombie bird and fly away?
Yeah, you can shapeshift. You're magical and shit, man. So I want to move that. But that was a success.
Don't wait.
So you turn around, you stab your sword into him, sinking right through the top of his chest where his heart should be. And you can see he kind of like clutches the sword that's been stuck into his chest and staggers backwards. You yank it out of his chest, and he falls over onto his back, onto the hard floor. But he's not down and out. He like wriggles and starts to like turn himself over to bring himself up, standing up again. What did you do?
Alright, I'll try to blast him back down. Uh, 6, a 4, and then the V-roll was a 5.
So full success. Yeah, he stumbles, he's about to get back on his feet. You blast him with the energy and he goes tumbling across the room and smashes into the wall, and he's got like a big dent in the side of his skull. And it's all just kind of like frozen blood staying in place. But he once again slowly begins to just like steady himself and bring himself up on his feet.
He's unbalanced. Chop his head off, ain't it? Is that how you kill zombies? You gotta cut the head off.
Joel, just stay down. We've already had enough of you now. So, choose slash or... Aye, let's go for... May as well finish off, try to slash his head off.
Okay.
So, fighters. So 2, 5, plus next dice 6, -2, so 4 dice.
Yes, he like stumbles over to you and he clearly is walking over to where his axe fell. You run over from the side and just bring your sword down on the back of his neck, lop off his head, and the body just flops to the ground lifeless.
See, being tall means nothing.
Joe's dead
Why
for the
do you
second
guys
time
only-
today.
You only succeed when killing teammates.
When teammates don't help me, I found that's what successes are.
I imagine Logan's looking at him and it's like, technically he's killed Joel today.
It really cut me down to size.
Well, I mean, if we've already got pieces of them cut off, we might as well collect some more supplies, right?
I mean, if you want to eat zombie flesh.
I did have an idea though. What if we used the little blue spear thing to try and open the door?
Yes, you approach the door with the little blue gem that you picked up. And you can see that there's a slot beside the door exactly in the shape of that gem.
We'll put it in, see if it like unlocks it like a key or something.
Yeah, the door slowly begins to rise back into place.
Okay, Mr. Fancy Pants Wizard. Not trusting my skills.
It does
Oh,
mean.
and there's nothing.
Sorry, it does mean, however, you need to leave that crystal there.
I'm okay with that. I'll go pick up another artifact that we were going to leave behind.
Yeah, you go up to the. It's like a fleshy heart of an animal, but it's still beating and warm to the touch.
Oh, that's gross. Alright, put it in my bag.
That slight squelch, you should put it in there.
Ugh.
Right, Logan, we've got what we needed here. Let's get back nice to civilization and spend all this lovely money. And hopefully I can find something useful of these magic things.
You leave the palace. There is a large building next to the palace. It's sort of horseshoe shaped, but more rectangular. 2 or 3 stories high. Very grand, not as opulent looking as the palace nearly. But it looks like it could be a library.
Yes, if it's a library, I want to walk towards it. I need books, that's the whole reason I came here.
Yeah, it's just
You find out.
Sorry, you go.
You find some sort of book that helps us get back quicker. Let's go. I'll spend all that time in a library.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, this cold's not natural to be lasting this long, and the city has, like, magical residue on it. I'm thinking it's causing the cold somehow.
Okay, so you want to search the library for what exactly? What knowledge are you looking for?
About how this frozen storm came to be. Like, there's like some kind of spell that would create it, some kind of spell that would cancel it, anything like that.
Okay, so you could give me a lore master roll.
Alright.
Because you don't have scholar, do you?
No, I don't. But I did this for my other point into that, so that's 2 lore master now.
Alright, I'll catch you guys later. Just let me know how long you survive.
I
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 5 and a 1.
Yeah, I mean, now that you've got a kind of, a base for the language, you're able to kind of decipher a lot more of it. And you find volumes and scrolls and parchments. I mean, they're kind of crusty as you unfold them in the cold, but they're quite well preserved. And you're able to see that a great calamity must have befallen here. You can see all the research notes and the theory that they'd came up with about performing a grand magical ritual which would grant an eternal summer, so that, or sort of spring, summertime, so that crops could grow all the year round. They would never die off, and it would be bountiful and plentiful, for eternity. And obviously this is like the last entry, and something must have gone terribly wrong.
And instead of making an eternal summer, they made an eternal winter. They say what they needed to do the ritual with? Like, is the artifacts part of that?
Yes, the 13 artifacts that were there were instrumental to the ceremony. And it was something to do with the deity that they were worshipping at the time. They had like 4 seasonal deities that they were pleading to.
Look at Grunt. What do you think about all that?
He's slightly falling asleep a wee bit into all this.
I don't read.
Well, I would during the meeting, I would have gave him the highlights if that makes him feel better.
He's like, I'm just here to kill off all my party members and steal all the gold.
And learn a bit of magic. I have a little bit of magic. I'm a seasoned adventurer with great malice and power.
So, yeah, I mean, for Logan, you sense there may be the opportunity to at least attempt reversing this, although you don't know if you have that kind of knowledge and power to pull it off when whoever was here, and it was obviously very experienced, got it so wrong. But of course, the more time you spend here, the more supplies you run out of, the colder it gets and such.
Obviously, I want to try to reverse it, because if we can reverse it, then we won't have to deal with the colds anymore. At least not for this season, because instead of trying to like make it eternal summer, I just want to get rid of the eternal winter. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that would be easier than trying to like cast an eternal summer spell.
Sure. I would say you're definitely going to need Grunt's help, because it's going to be a two-man job.
We'll explain my plan to Grunt that, and tell him that it will take us more time to stay here. Obviously, we have to find out more information.
We've only got a small bit of supplies. We've only got enough. Maybe we've got 2 supplies left, so we've only got enough time to last here for a bit, maybe a day. We can possibly try and hunt for some more.
Well, it's a big city. Maybe we could like scrounge up some more supplies. Take a day to do that or something. Split duties. I can stay here and you can go get supplies.
Right, I'll hunt down some supplies. You try and get all the information for this sort of spell to get us away from this place safely.
Sounds like a plan to me, and if it doesn't happen within a day or two, we can always just up and leave.
Okay, Grunt, so do you have survival as a skill?
No, of course I was Dungeoneer.
Okay, so you can use Dungeoneer.
3 Dungeoneer. Don't think rough hands would help with anything like that. Well, possibly because there's crawling folk for scrounging and stuff.
Which trick, sorry?
Rough hands.
No, I don't think so.
Bold might help because you're kind of exploring on your own. I don't know if that would be bold or foolhardy.
Okay, I'll give you bold because you're kind of pushing yourself into further out than somebody sensible would do.
Right, so bold, Dungeoneer, so that's 4 dice, initial dice 5, minus 2, so 3 dice.
That's good enough. Okay, so you'll get an XP for that anyway. And then you can roll a D4. Which is 4 supplies.
You've got enough left for a bit.
Yeah, you come back with more supplies, and Logan, you don't think to ask, is that more Joel's getting chopped up, or did they actually find proper supplies somewhere?
I will say I'm deliberately not thinking about how he got these supplies.
Don't worry, I'll cook us up a tasty dish.
Yeah, okay. Well, we can at least make it 2 days. I'm gonna spend that time studying, seeing what I can figure out.
Well, I've got 6 supplies, so how we can ration that out for how many days for research and stuff.
That'll let you make camp 3 times, yeah.
So enough for 3 days.
Right, but I'm thinking 2 days, and if we don't have any kind of like solid concrete evidence, we just use the last 2 supplies to try to make it back, across the fog wall or whatever.
So let's go for a lore master roll first of all, just to see what level of bonus information we're working with. And because you're going to be making camp and stuff, you can have an extra dice as well because it's sheltered.
I'm not going to say high amount of knowledge of spells or anything, but would I be able to help out?
You could take fatigue to give them an extra dice, yes.
We're making camp to lower fatigue anyway, so I can just take 1 fatigue to help out.
Okay. Push myself. 2 5s and a 1. Why do I keep rolling 5s and a 1
Okay, so that's
together?
a success. Okay, so I'm gonna mark that here. Okay. And then let's make camp for the night. So you're going to get back 2 cold and 2 fatigue. And spend 2 supplies.
Okay, 4 supplies now.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to spend another day, you do another lore master.
Yes, I think so. But that's me.
And if I don't know if you want to take fatigue and give them an extra dice again.
Yeah, I'll give you fatigue for an extra dice.
I have 1 and a 6, and then that 6 became a 5.
Alright, so another 2 success. Another full success.
6.
So, I mean, that's good because nothing appears and starts attacking you in the middle of your research. You spend the day going through, there's just thousands of volumes and manuscripts here. You know, this civilization obviously had a great love of knowledge and recording things, and they had a deep understanding of all kinds of magic that has been long forgotten. And you're uncovering like theories and conduits and power sources that they could tap into that you just never even thought existed priorly. And you're able to get a pretty not, you know, obviously not anywhere as deep as they had, but a really good understanding of the structure and what was required for this ceremony, this ritual that they'd set up. And it is going to require going back into the temple and the palace, putting the magical artifacts back in place, and then the two of you kind of like casting this ritual over the course of the day to try and turn the tides and bring things back to the way they were. This is going to give you the summer ritual at rank 2, and this is what you're going to cast.
Ritual rank 2, okay.
So just like when you're like casting a spell or a ritual, same dice pool, but you're going to be at level 2.
Another camp before we attempt this thing then, so we can lower the fatigue down.
Yeah, get all the fatigue back to 0.
Yep. So spend 2 supplies, regain 2 fatigue, and regain 2 cold.
And did you...
I've got 6 XP as well now. Not sure how much you might have. If you want to find
I have at 5. I didn't make it to 6, but I'm at 5.
I mean,
but if you ask, you might as well spend that point, put it in Pathfinder or something else you think might be useful.
Yeah, I'll stick it in Pathfinder just in case.
Okay, so what's the dice pool for this ritual going to be?
Well, if it's only rank 2, wouldn't it just be 2 dice for it?
2 dice plus the defaults, and then you know you're pushing yourselves, traits, that kind of stuff.
Well, heck, I'm pushing myself.
So are we both doing this roll? Like
You can definitely help by pushing yourself, yeah. So you could help give him 1 dice, and then you can push yourself as well to give him another dice. I don't usually do that, but I definitely think you could do that for this one.
I think Wizard Sight might help us.
Yes.
I'm not... 2, push on myself, help, Wizard Sight. So 6 dice.
As well, so that'll be 7 dice.
There's 2 dice coming from you if you take the fatigue.
I'll take the fatigue.
Is it 2 for me, so I should take the fatigue?
He's giving you 2 dice, is what we're saying.
Yeah. So that'll be 7 dice.
What's your health take off of that?
My health take is 2, so I'd be down to 5 dice.
Okay, 5 dice pretty good.
I wish I had 5 dice to roll. I only got 4.
He fails it all.
I did not actually. Thank you very much. I got a 5 and a 5, a 1 and a 1, and then I rolled and got another 5. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay, so a crit success. Okay, I mean, it's hard to argue with that. Yes, you set it up, you begin the ceremony, you take your fatigue, both of you. It's a long time on your knees chanting and summoning and rerouting the magical energies that are around this place. You almost kind of feel that you're just kind of like going through all the magical routes and like shifting them around, reporting them, redirecting them through yourselves and using your own powers and your own sort of aura. And it's a resounding success. You not only reverse the effects of the long eternal winter, but you're able to correct the mistake they made in doing so. You're able to see where they went wrong because the marks of what they did are still there in the manosphere, and you're able to just reroute things and make that slight adjustment that must have gone wrong when they did it. And in fact, it turns from an eternal winter to an eternal summer.
That's a lot better than I was trying to do.
It'll be a long time before it thaws out, obviously, but the sky clears, the wind stops, the snow stops, and the sun rises for the first time in who knows how long. And you can feel the warmth of the sunbeams as you step out of the palace.
Yeah, did it, my man. That heartily slap over the back.
I think I'm gonna tumble forward a little bit. Okay, but that was all the artifacts. I don't think we have to leave them there. So we gotta find different treasure to take back. Which for me is the books. I don't know about you. But...
Different treasure. You've just created a safe haven. You do realise that.
Well, I do, yes, but we're gonna have to do something to like. You're gonna need money. Like if we're gonna like build a life, we need money.
Ha 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 ha! Laughing heartily. You do remember we found the silver mines on the way up here. There's like 2 sets of silver mines plus our stock loads as well. We'll have enough to hire labour, all sorts, bring them here and create our own wee town. With all that wealth of books and knowledge and that, you'll have people coming all over trying to get it all.
I forgot about that, the silver mine part. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't. I mean, a young man like myself never forgets.
You also recall in the bottom of the giant's fortress, of which you killed the giant, they had their own like mine there as well, with just huge chunks of ore that was like the size of a man. So I mean, that alone is, you know, more riches than a man could spend.
See, my good fellow, where fortunes have turned. We can build our own kingdom here.
But of course, for you, Logan, as well, you know, the wealth of knowledge here and the magic that you saw in the first place. That's
right.
Now in your hand.
Right, and I was thinking like I'm gonna have to protect this, so I'm gonna need money to like hire mercenaries and all kind of things. But yeah, I forgot about the silver mines that we went past that no one knows about really.
So, just for those, I mean, the tundra and such is still in front of you. So we make one last Pathfinder roll to get back to at least where your slate was and supplies.
Here we go.
And I hit. Woo! Actually, got a level up for that, but we can't use the last 2 supplies when I can't.
I need the last supplies for this Pathfinder roll to make us get our stuff.
Yeah.
That is 5, 6, just under a week. So yes, it's Pathfinder roll. It's going to be -2 for the distance. You're not prepared, so you don't get an extra dice for that. You can take fatigue and push yourselves.
Yes, and I don't know if I can help, but I'll help.
I think because it's such a long journey, you'll definitely be helping, yeah.
So we get a bus since we sort of know where we're going, at least. So at least get
You
two
do not.
dice in the
You
end.
do not get a negative modifier. That's the benefit of knowing where you're going.
So I'm at 1 dice basically.
There
at the
you
moment,
go.
unless one of my traits.
Hail Mary, long shot.
Unless one of my traits any boosts it any further. I don't
Oh,
think
your
bold
trait
do
can
it.
apply if you've got one that applies. You don't want
That's
Drac helping you for that.
Oh, no. so you,
Traits
look,
are
the-
cold, wizard sight, rough hands, hidden depths, and scared.
Scarred.
Guarded.
I think hidden depths. This is where that's going to have its time to shine.
Okay.
Because there's something. You
Hold
know,
on.
sorry, on you go, Drac.
just hold on. So you want to get 1 dice after all the help we give?
That's what I'm saying. This is me at pushing it because I'm -2 health and everything. So after all the negatives and positives, I have 1 left. So if I use my trait, that gives me 2. After pushing, that's out pushing myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a long trip. Yeah. And there's only 2 of you, so.
It's a long shot of pulling this off and getting a successful dice. That's our gamble. Ready for the drum roll?
No pressure.
No.
He failed.
No.
So each of you can describe to me how you die in the wilderness and never make it home. Oh, actually, one of you tell me how you die in the wilderness. I have the story for how the second one happens.
Oh God. Can I? I'll let you go since you both, my man.
So how does Grunt meet his end?
He falls off the bridge.
Falls off the bridge.
He gets too excited in his boldness, so he slips in it off a bit of frozen ice in the port and falls off the bridge.
Oh God.
Yeah, so Logan pushes on for like 6 days alone in the wilderness with his huge bag of books over his back. You make it to the giant's fortress. You're relieved to see the mine's still there. No one's been here because obviously everyone thinks the giant lives here. You clamber your way down. You find the sled. The bear has long wandered off. The dogs are still there. They've been eating the supplies. And the huskies, and you're able to ride them back. You make your way towards the native village where you stayed for the week. You see a group of the villagers as you approach in their furs. You remember that you gave the body of Nukulik to them after he'd been bitten by the revenant, and they took him off to bury. And clearly they must have came back here and set up their village. And you're so pleased to see them. You drop your bag of books. You spread out your arms to welcome them. You shout, "Amka, it's me. Logan, do you not remember me?" And as you come up and you wrap your arms around her, you just hear a like snarling, and she sinks her teeth into your neck, and the other villagers all jump on top of you and begin to devour you, and you realise that one of them is Nukulik as well. They've all been turned into like zombie revenants, and they devour you here in the snow.
In the snow. A book bag full of books right there.
At least none of the village survived.
Oh yeah, the village survived. Okay.
As soon as you said before you were going to give his body to them, and they took him off like completely unaware that what happened to him. He obviously turned into a zombie like a few hours later and attacked them. And then they all turned into zombies as well.
I thought that was taken care of. Oh God. Got you.
Technically, the slave traders probably had the zombie crystal as well, so technically that would have been.
I imagine.
more zombies.
They had the thing to resurrect dead. So the next time they walk past a graveyard, a cemetery, it would all rise up. So wherever they go, they're taking like a plague of the undead with them.
So.
But your bag of books is found by a lone explorer coming to seek his fortune in the ancient, legendary northern city. And he finds all these bags of books in the snow, and he thanks the Lord, the blessed, mighty bear in the sky for this fortune, and he lights a huge bonfire with the books to keep himself warm that night.
Oh my god!
His name should be. You forgot to say his name will be Noel, the son of Joel.
Like Joel's brother gonna look for him.
Oh, lights all the books on fire. Got it. I love that we saved the world just to unleash a zombie apocalypse on it right after.
Yeah.
Like we just lifted the eternal winter, but now there's like a zombie apocalypse coming through.
This just seems very familiar to lots of things we seem to do.
Players are always responsible for the genocide. I would really like to come back to this and do like a proper campaign that's got a bit more of a story structure to it. And some tweaks that I want to make to the system to make it kind of all more working off the same mechanics, and hopefully it's not too gamey.
Yeah, I like the PDF thing with the charts and the circle things. That worked really well, I think.
The clocks, yeah. I mean, it's just a track like used from normal things, but the visual representation of it is kind of good.
Yeah, it makes it a bit easier for like myself, just so I can just count that there and I'll know exactly what I'm taking off or what's going there.
Yeah.
How to use dice to keep track of those.
Yeah. I spent a little bit of time getting the averages, the actual calculations for how the dice kind of work as they deplete and stuff, because I want to be harsh but not completely impossible. But when you're rolling like 4 or 5 dice and completely failing, the law of averages just goes out the window.
Exactly. You can't tell that's the thing as well, because that's the thing, the health tracker thing it was fine at first because you had time to recover. You could get things that it gave you that sort of starting boost.
Yeah.
But also as we went in later on, you're sort of seeing like, okay, that's pure bad. That's hit quite badly. And when you lose like a player who's not able to show up for the day, it pure drops dramatically.
Yes, you definitely need everybody turning up, man. Because not being able to share the amount of dice rolls you're doing in the session is what really hurts you, I think. Because actual combat sorry, you go, Joe.
I just can't believe we rolled 7 dice that one time and we failed them all.
Yeah, there's some big fails there, man. It's just like how.
I was like, damn. Possibility nods.
He used like 5 dice, and I was like, okay, he's gonna get 1 success, and it was like none. It's like, what are you doing? But yeah, that's Dice Games one. But yeah, I'd really like to come back for a proper one of it.
I just love that. Like, this was a rough game. I liked it, and then we got to the end, and we finally got everything settled, and we headed back. Like,
what? Yeah, I mean, I'd figured last session everyone would have been here, and you would have made it to the city, and then the last session would have been just coming back, because the return journey is something that never gets talked about in, you know, adventure stories and stuff like that. But when you're talking about actually going out to the middle of the wilderness to get treasure, coming back is like half the fucking book story. Do you remember?
I would like the second, if we had continued the campaign, the second half would have been trying getting back when we had 2 and 3 health parts and.
Yeah. And I mean, the death spiral can be kind of crappy, so I mean, I might want to tweak how you get health ticks back. But I don't want to make it too easy, because it should be something you really dread, you know?
I think for the health bars, it could be some sort of, when you like something like you eat a halfway point, you've got an option of trying to recover it in some way, but it's quite costly to do that sort of recovery.
I mean, a level up could be used to restore it. I was thinking maybe.
I think the health spell would have been for that, not just injury.
Yeah. Yeah, you could have, but then everybody's always going to have a health spell guy in there.
Right, so you make it cost like X amount of supplies, and we all know how rough it is to get supplies.
Sure.
Like, sometimes you have a lot, sometimes you don't have supplies.
I mean, it depends on the setting as well, because also for this kind of scenario, you know, it's less and less settlements as you go on. But you might do a scenario where, you know, there's a frozen north and it's an area that's far out and there's not a lot of settlements, but there are always, like, you know, the borderline settlements you can come back to. So you're coming back and freshening it up and then taking a delve again. It depends how that's structured as well.
Right, because like if we make it X amount of farther and we went back and healed up, we would know how to get back to that point, but it would be like a lot less effort.
Yeah. I could even make it where if you got a crit on a healing roll, you can heal 1 health tick off 1 person.
I think that's really a good way of doing it.
Yeah, because that's hard to get and it's rare enough. And then of course, nobody else gets their injury healed that they wanted healed. Just that 1 person gets a health tick back.
Right.
Because I like the idea of people also being like, well, why is he getting the rolls wasted on him? Why does that person get to use the supply? You know? But the way I've written it on the other one is you all have your own kind of supply track rather than a shared one. Because there was a lot of stopping and trying to work out how many supplies everybody had. Which would be kind of fun, but it can also slow things down a little bit.
I think is something that needs to be a bit more sorted. Either put in either a tracker for it or have a bit of clarification of certain items weighing and things like that. Because I found it's a bit awkward saying we want to carry all this, we want to carry all that, but we can only carry this 3 bits, and it's getting a bit awkward trying to figure out who's got all the supplies, who's got all this.
Did you want to say something, Jack?
No, my thought was the same as his, kind of like we were keeping track of supplies like that because of the weight issue. So
yeah, the way I've got it is it's a little more generalised because I quite like that in games. You just kind of pick a loadout and then you just pick out what you want when you need it, kind of thing. And then you're not having to. Your character knows what they packed because they came prepared. But you know, you as a player shouldn't have to know everything that the adventurer would need. But obviously, then the weight management is still an issue. But the actual selection of items isn't put on you so much. Isn't left to like the player's skill. But yeah, I've got a rejigged version of it that I'd like to try next time that I think would work for that, and it all ties in together. You know, the clocks feed into each other and stuff.
Because I thought like one of the big ones is like having just your basic fur armor for us walking in so we don't get cold all the time or freeze. No reason.
Yeah.
That with your weight load straight away.
Yeah, no, I changed it. So you take cold the same way you take fatigue instead of taking cold all the time. Unless you've got heat source and then you don't take the cold. What else did I put? I did change things around a bit though. And I changed the way items work and the way the settlements worked because it's kind of like making camp in a settlement, but you're using like your social skills to determine how good your lodgings are because it's how well you can, haggle with people and stuff. And then that gives a social character a bit more of a purpose as well in the actual mechanics of how everything kind of goes.
I'll definitely a big ones. Definitely have to sit around with who's playing, and they have to decide are there characters and what skills do we need or not in the sense to cover.
Yeah, I definitely think we have to get together as a group and decide that outside of the game because like we would just for people who make characters and like, all right, let's hope we have the right skills to make the journey.
I put a note in because I've been writing it as a proper thing. It's like 27 pages long right now, and it's got a bit about party structure and making sure you have like somebody with Pathfinder, somebody with a healing skill, somebody with cooking. Like these are things that you really want somebody to have spent points on, or at least planning to XP into as you get along.
Right. Survivalist, Pathfinder, Scout.
Yeah, because what have I got gear as? I've got gear items split into supplies, which we have already, treasure, which is just what you spend to get other things, and then gear, which covers everything else.
Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, you'll mark like debt to spend stuff, and then you'll restore debt by spending treasure. So that'll kind of like weigh off each other. Yeah. So, and then for every debt, you can take a gear or a supplies, or refresher supplies. Everybody has like a clock for supplies, their own individual one that they mark off when you make camp and stuff. Or if you want to individually restore fatigue, you can do that as well. Or treat someone's injury. So, yeah, there's some tweaking around there that I think might work better, but I'm going to have some time to think about it because I'm not going to be able to run another campaign for a while. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one.
This one I like a lot. I even hated missing that one session. Hated missing that one session. Like,
Yeah, I think it definitely hurt the party. Everybody kind of missing one session at one point.
Yeah, I definitely Drac. When you were away, that one was actually we're literally. I think we got to a point where at one fight and we're on wit's end, and I think we just said, "Okay, Draken's allowed to roll. He's technically here, so let him go."
Because they had a giant bear on top of him tearing into him, and they were like, "This isn't going so well." I was it the bear? No, it was the gnolls, wasn't it? It was the gnolls.
It was the gnolls and that were attacking everything, and it was just pure brutal. I think that's when I lost most of my health and stuff like that, and everyone really tanked really badly then.
Yeah, it was a lot of bad rolls that fight. But I mean, I like the combat in it because it's short. I mean, the enemies only have a few hit points that go quite quickly, especially if you're critting. But obviously they can do a lot of damage because it doesn't take much for you to start losing health.
You did miss the volcanic bear. That was hilarious.
Yeah, the bear raider. But yeah, thanks for playing, guys. I really enjoyed that. I'll definitely get you back for another one sometime.
But yeah.
Cool. I'll catch you later then.
Ciao.